again. So I'm just sorting out the detail on the helmet here, and I've got this rising line that comes up from the surface to a kind of ridge that follows down the side here. I've used a negative slash to just build that line nice and sharp. Get this line, because it is quite high, and then I can fill around the edges. So it's a feature of these elven sculpts that they'll have a rising line at the back end, at the back edge, and then it's sloping down to the inside. A difficult thing to achieve, and just makes everything quite that much more laborious. I've now got to get in and fill this ridge so it's flatter, but just re-dynamesh, and then I can fill in here. I've got back face mask on, haven't I? Yeah, you want to have back face mask so you don't penetrate the other side. So I'll just fill that up. Try and get a nice angle where you can really see. You need to get a nice shadow so that you can see exactly what you're doing. With the green metallic and the right incidental light, you have a very accurate representation. So just fill that up. Fill and flatten. Just get right in there. Yeah. Okay. Now this side is a bit tricky because it's very tiny. But I do want to even that out and make it as flat as possible. So make the brush smaller and get right into the edges. Larger for big filling areas. Well, it's not bad. This edge is now a little soft. One could go again with the pinch, but you don't want to do anything too dramatic. The pinch can be a bit dangerous in terms of changing the heights. you can lose the height information by going too crazy with pinching, but a very useful tool. Brush. So I think a bit more filling. So you have a nice straight sloping down. You've got to love the flatten tool. Brush. I'll never get used to the idea of calling them brushes, but of course they are brushes, because I'm brushing with a pen. It's a kind of throwback to the earlier 3D world, where you would be brandishing tools and working with tools, not brushes. Here, the tools are the objects themselves. The elements that you're playing with are the tools. Very strange. Subtools. These are my tools. Load the tools, export the tools. How can an object be a tool? I don't know. But after a while it makes sense. Oh God. I didn't have symmetry. Oh no. I didn't have symmetry on. I didn't check. So that's rather tiresome. I will have to select this object and I will have to isolate this object, this element, and transfer it over again. It only takes a minute, but it's not ideal. It's adding time, which could be spent doing something else. This is a mistake. I told you you would see mistakes in a previous video. But that's all part of the fun. I just want to make that a nice line. Okay, so I've got 1/2. Just make sure that that's the only object masked. Okay, now I can separate that by splitting the masked area, and I can duplicate that. I can bring it back, good practice, merge that back. Redanimesh, you wouldn't know it ever happened. Then I can flip this over. What is it in, the Y or the Z? No, sorry, the X. This is a properly oriented model. You see the face matches the face. So I know that's an X. An X? Where is it gone? It must be in the X. Yeah, there it is. And, well, it's going to sit on top of the previous one. Is that going to be fine? You can get some, you'll get some nasty texture when you combine. In fact, what I can do is I can pull away the existing mistake. If I just pull that in, because look, there's been a big change up there. If I pull that in, then it hopefully won't interfere with, I'm doing smoothing. then it doesn't interfere too much with the new shape and doesn't cause unpleasant textures. Okay, I'm going to try and combine this now and see. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, that's easily fixed. Alright, so continuing, I probably got more. Is there anything at the back here? No. Surprisingly, there's no more detail at the back. Great, so I can go on to the comb now and finish that. This needs to meet up here. With symmetry on, how does that go? It goes well until you want to actually meet, and you're not going to meet, really. But I can get some positioning, most of the positioning, and then I'll just have to do the rest like this. Select 1/2 and then push in, reverse, push in. It'd be good to sort out this problem before I go any further. Just try and make that. Your helmet is almost complete. I've got my masked area for the decorative tendrils on the comb, and I just need to extract those. 0.01. Accept that. Oh, it looks scary. Lost my comb, bring that back. Okay, so this is very strange. You've got this part runs down away from the edge. It doesn't even reach the edge. And this part overlays. It's this kind of hammered on metallic decoration. So it's going to require some smoothing and Dynamesh. But fortunately there aren't any built up areas or tricky areas as such. There's a strange thing, it seems to merge in at the back, becomes so thin that it disappears into the object below, which is quite odd. I can't actually see any end to that thing at the back. There's no, hang on, 3 million's a bit much. That's rather high for the smoothing. So smooth that off. Okay. Yes, I've got symmetry on. It's worth checking, but I haven't done anything else, so just get these smoothed out a bit. Then I'm going to have to pull them in tighter to the surface to give it more natural look. Very strange how it curls around the back here, around the inside here. Extraordinary designs. Absolute pleasure to work with. So, bit of smoothing at the back. So now I've got some nice surfaces here, but they've now been kind of smoothed out a bit by having been extracted. The extraction itself has created a smoothness, added smoothness to that line. But to be honest, it's not incredibly sharp in the original. But I can just add a touch of pinching. Just a little pinch, especially at the top. And then smooth back the edges. That's lovely. Okay. Now, it gets quite smooth at the back there. Okay, so I need to pull these in. And I need to sneeze. Oh, I've got a bit of a cold. Right, I want to pull them in with symmetry. I'm not sure. No, without symmetry, yeah. If I pull them in without symmetry, we should be fine. No, I don't want to reduce it. I want to pull it. Oh yeah, that would. That's the one. I want to. What happened there? I can pull that in with symmetry and get the nice thickness. Except I have a problem down the center line. But I like the way this has been done so easily, so I'm going to just fix that after. Might push this guy in a bit from the bottom. Just a touch. Oh yeah. See, this is looking very realistic. Now there's some funny business of a Dynamesh. Oh, horrible. Horrible. Look at all these nasty polygons. Oh, was it really worth it? That takes a bit of fixing. Oh no. Oh, that's nasty. I don't want that. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back. I don't like it. The trouble is, I haven't really got a choice with this area at the back. But what I could do is cut it in half, get the right depth, and then place it over. So this is an instance where working in both sides at the same time isn't really advisable. So take off symmetry. Come right up to the edge, but not over. I don't need to dynamesh it yet. Duplicate. Mirror. Oh, it's slightly too. I took away too much. So I need to bring that back. Undo. Just don't go quite so deep. Duplicate. Mirror. Nice. That's the kind of overlap I like. I can make that waterproof. Oh yeah. I cut that back, so delete hidden. Merge done. Delete hidden. Merge down. Dynamesh. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Because I wanted to, the whole point was to move this in and then duplicate. So, I brought this in. Having brought this in, I'm a bit ill, okay? I'm going to make lots of mistakes. My brain is not as good as it might be. Having brought this in, I then can trim it back and then duplicate. Then mirror. Now we're talking. I did it! Yay! Oh, wonderful. Delete hidden. Merge down. Dynamesh. Oh, look, I've got a crazy sharp edge. But I actually don't want that really. Has to be a bit soft at the back here. Okay. Now, do I want my thorns any sharper? A tiny bit. Just a little bit. that is actually the ideal on that side. It's a slight curve out and then back in quickly. And ideally this should be tighter in here. You see the difference, that one and that one. So really, these are the little refinements you have to do. And you have to do them after. They're hard to do at the time. Okay, that's nice. And what about these ones? Give them a little treatment. Just pull that out a touch. Pull that back. You see the difference? Push him in. Pull him out. Okay. Just bring everything slightly more to a point. This gets very thin here. And where you come to a point, I really think you need to run into the base a little more. You know, it just needs to drop in a touch. Okay, couple more thorns here. Oh, we're getting so close. We're getting so close to finishing. Oh, it's almost sad. But it's been a hell of a job. These things take a lot of consideration, a lot of energy, brain energy. Okay, I like it. Now this thing at the back, strange business, needs to kind of soften in. Somehow it needs to really disappear into the comb itself, which is so strange. It's like they beat it so thin that so I just want to sink that down in large brushes like this. I think I'm just gonna smooth it in. It's almost an impossibility in real life. That would be an impossibility. But as it's an elven fabrication technique, well, anything's possible. What's strange is as well that it has a different colour and everything, so very odd. But that's what I'm going to do, because I can't actually see how it's going to finish it any other way. Just finesse some of these curves a little bit, and looking at the reference material, I really want to keep an eye on that. Take a large brush and just make little adjustments. This is a lot shorter. Yeah, that's good. Oh my god, don't tell me it's finished. Is it actually finished? It would be finished when you merge all this stuff. So I think we're going to do that. The comb, if I'm really satisfied, let's just give it the once over. I can merge them when I'm absolutely comfortable, which is coming up rapidly. Just pull that up a touch. And I'd like to bring the top in a touch as well, because it just looks a bit clumsy on there. These areas seem to get very thin, and this thing, could it be pushed in a touch? It's important, these thorns, and where things come to a point, they must just come down a touch. See the difference that makes? Otherwise it's, you know, it's okay, but it's that extra perception that makes the difference with this. The level of finesse in the elf world is kind of incredible, so you know, one has to attempt to at least understand it, at least pay some respect. So I think we're looking good. I'm going to merge. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh yeah, this would be the time to make any adjustments to the comb. I did notice that I thought I should maybe, I mean, I have filled in this area. I've filled this a bit more since the last time, but just to make sure this is all good, because once I put that overlay tendril business down, well, it's not coming off again. So just make sure this is all really tight. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay. I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Okay, let's go. Merge done. Oh, beautiful. Well, I don't need to just go ahead straight away. Let's just have a look. I'll probably do this privately. But everything's there. I think we've done it. I'm not sure what else there is to do. Oh yeah, I was going to deal with this smoothing. Look, if you're really afraid of going ahead and doing something and you want to stay non-destructive, you can duplicate that whole object, merged objects, and then go back to the first one, and then you can undo. You can actually split it. You see? They're all still there. But let's have a look at the merged effort. And then I can dynamesh that. And I can do the absolute finishing touch. And should I like it, all good. Should I want to go back and change something, all good. This is very strange. But I mean, that's what it looks like. The picture I'm looking at, it literally disappears in there. Bonkers. Can it present some problems for painting? Well, just that you'd have to smooth. You'd want to smooth the paint as well. You'd have to spray smooth it. So you have a gradation of color. Have a gradation of color and form. How extraordinary. Well, this back area probably was the hardest. I might say this is really hard because it came out and it goes in, and hard to explain, but that was not funny. Okay, I don't want to overdo that, but that's the idea. Right, I think we're done. Elven Warrior Helmet complete. Thank you. Zoom out to the extent of the canvas and then pull in a touch, and then get your frame center. Do render. Shift S, and you've got another angle. Let's have a look from behind. Oh, lovely. It's lovely. If there's one thing I might do, this ridged part here might get a bit of enhancement. But there we go. Well, that was something.